大家好，欢迎大家来到今日点击的特别节目《坦克人的故事》，我是石涛。那这期节目呢，等于是最后的一期节目。最后这期节目，我们将跟大家分享在影片当中几乎所有的人对这件事情的一种概括。概括当中，他再次回到了寻找那坦克人。在我们过去的很长时间里，我们都称这个坦克人叫王维林。那不同的有名的人，人们从自己的能够拿到的资讯的角度，认为王维林死了，或者王维林还活着。是死是活，到现在没有一个确凿的定论。但是王维林这个名字呢，来处呢，在影片当中也有了直接的交代。所以后来在看过影片之后，我们也明白为什么这个影片叫坦克人而不叫王维林。坦克人是一个形象，在整个节目当中我跟大家描述过，在8964时，在5月19号戒严令拿出来之后，北京市民几乎有能力的都出来曾经充当过坦克人的角色。他们把坦克团团围住，把军车团团围住，跟那些开着坦克进城的人，军人，在描述着应该做人的故事，向他们在讲述着事情的真相。那作为这个背景说，坦克人代表的真正的概念是所有中国人的人性的重现，人性的恢复。我跟大家描述过，人性的恢复，它的前提在共产党的体制之下，必须抛弃党性，必须抛弃中国共产党。咱说个不太恰当的比喻，但是在今天中共反腐的背景之下，我们会看到那真实的一幕。被反腐下来的官员，中共的词怎么说的？开除党职，开除公职，送交司法处理。一个崇尚法律的社会环境，一个把法律作为每一个人都应该遵守的公共的一种秩序，那是正常人的生活。共产党人不是人，所以他不应该受到法律的制裁，法律对他也没有一种管辖权。法律只能管人，不能管魔鬼。党自己讲的都很清楚。
I knew that once his name had come into the public domain, the Chinese authorities wouldn't be able to do anything to him. They couldn't execute him. It would have brought outrage from the world.
Experienced China journalists are deeply skeptical about the story and the name Wang Weilin.
I didn't believe it because, you know, it's great to have a scoop, but if no one can follow it, if no one can match it, then it doesn't exist. None of the resident correspondents in Beijing, many of whom are fluent in Chinese and have many sources, many connections, all kinds of information, no one could match it. I also took into account that the journalist who reported the story was not a resident foreign correspondent in Beijing.
5 days after Alfred Lee's story broke, the London Evening Standard cited American intelligence reports confirming that 19-year-old Wang Weilin was dead. The article was attributed to the Standard's Beijing correspondent, John Passmore.
Do you recall that article?
Not at all, and now you tell me that it was American intelligence sources. I know it couldn't have been me writing it because I didn't have any American intelligence sources. I had British diplomats who helped me, but not Americans.
So you don't have any evidence that he was executed?
No, I never knew who he was or what happened to him.
I mean, is that usual? Because it's your name there. Is it usual that reports are attributed to a journalist but actually wasn't written by him?
Oh, absolutely. It looks so much better if you've got a man out in Beijing and he's written this report. But the report may have come from anywhere. Sometimes it's done out there, sometimes it's done in the office. But I don't remember it, I'm afraid. Well, I remember cobbling a lot of stuff, but not this one.
Do you think that's a comment both on China and on journalism? When access is forbidden, we fill the gaps.
Oh, yes. Yes, you must have something to fill the gap. The Chinese have a saying, they call it news from the footpath. And it was the rumour mill. And, of course, Beijing was absolutely full of rumours. As for generations, I suppose, Chinese people had their news from their next-door neighbour, because the government said it wasn't going to give them any. And, yes, this sort of thing would have gone around the city like wildfire.
The honest answer, as far as the tank man is concerned, is that we don't really know who he was or what he was. And I think because of China, we'll probably never know.
Probably not.
I followed the paper trail of the reports that appeared in the Western press naming him as Wang Weilin. The reports that he'd been executed, I looked into these, and I just concluded at the end of that investigation that we actually had no idea what this man was called, what his real name was, and we had even less idea of what had happened to him. He'd simply disappeared.
There's been only one crack in the wall of silence. In 1990, Jiang Zemin, the man who would soon be president of China, was asked point blank by Barbara Walters.
What happened to the young man?
I think this young man will be not killed by the tank.
No, but did you arrest him? We heard he was arrested and executed.
Well, I can't confirm whether this young man you mentioned was arrested or not.
You do not know what happened to him?
But I think never killed.
You think he was never
I
killed?
think never killed.
Never killed.
This was the last official statement ever made on the subject.
Every year at the anniversary, I got phone calls, I have interviews requests, I have journalists, I have teachers, I have students asking me, asking my organization, where is him? Who is him? How is him now? But until now, today, I don't have an answer.
For over a year, we also followed every lead, speaking to anyone who claimed to know the young man's name or his fate. Until, like those who had followed the trail before us, we came to understand that it is the mystery that gives the tank man his enduring power.
He didn't need to have a name. He spoke for the masses, the many who'd been silenced on June 4th. He was all of them. He didn't need a name. He still doesn't need a name, because the point he made, everyone got it, everyone heard it. It will endure long after this regime has become history.
Our journey in search of Tank Man brought us face to face with that other great mystery, China itself. Can the leadership's great gamble of economic reform and political repression succeed? Or will the spirit of Tank Man inevitably rise again?
The power of that story is not getting weaker because of the time, because we don't know who he is. It's actually getting stronger. That ultimate spirit of a freedom will last longer than the strength of tanks and machine guns. In the long frame of history, it's the human freedom, courage, dignity will stay and prevail. That picture will testify that forever.
那影片到最后呢，我觉得给出了非常完美的答案。那我们现在影片放的这个朋友，他对坦克人的描述，我个人认为是非常到位的。 对，谁是坦克人？今天是所有人抛弃中共的时候。面对这个年代，面对这个时候，这是每一个做人的应该做的。而什么人知道，什么东西知道，那坦克人在哪儿呢？他知道，他自己说的。他自己在回答芭芭拉的问题的时候说的很直接，用英文他自己讲的。他知道这个人没有被杀，这词用的极其冷血。他是站在6·4学生的鲜血之上上来的，他是最大的获利者。他直接说这个人没有被杀，他承认了6·4的屠杀，他承认了军人开枪是屠杀，所以他在描绘王维林时说，坦克人时说他没有被杀。魔鬼就是魔鬼。今天是我们每一个人拒绝魔鬼的年代，这就是我真正跟大家说的退党、退团、退队的概念，是对人的尊严和人性的最基本的维护。那好，整个系列节目呢到今天就结束了。那在这1个星期里面，我个人的感触非常深。我们每一个人为了做人的尊严，我们就应该是这个坦克人。